couple of these, I'm like, I don't know these movies.
There's the Overcomer. Well, there's a guy who used to. Well, there's the freaky guy known as the Overcomer who used to be on one of the radio stations I used to work. That guy is a trip.
Not the related to the Undertaker.
Yeah, and the underwear. All right, so I know we're gonna. Well, this is a good place where you can start the show. So I'm flipping. You'll enjoy this, Mike. So I'm flipping through channels before we're about to start, and I'm looking. And it's funny. I don't know. I guess I should put this to our Squares page because it's pretty funny. You know how they have like the little ads for Xfinity for something to rent or something to buy. So the one all the way at the end for Xfinity, on the bottom of the screen is like, Avengers Endgame. Let's be real. You're here to save Tom Holland.
We're all here to save Tom Holland.
So
I got my DVD, and I've watched the movie like 3 times.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm liking it. I like it
more
and more each time. I'm digging it.
Well played, Xfinity. Well played.
Yes.
Well played on the
Yeah. Hey, we had any Spider-Man news this week? Jeez.
Yeah. The minute we had recording, it's like Newsweek kaboom.
I was like, what? What?
Yeah, like the whole Newsweek went like kaboom, like right behind.
As soon as we finished recording Monday night.
Yeah, absolutely. Just literally the whole world went like kaboom. That was kind of crazy. Hey, again, welcome to Squares the Roundtable podcast. I'm Jeff Stein. With me is Mark Boyle.
Hi.
Ivan is out this week, and we'll leave it there.
Well, sending good vibes to Ivan.
Sending good vibes. Yeah, man, some crazy tunes.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's all good. But yeah.
Thank you. Oh, before we start, I want to say thank you to Scott for coming in, for listening. Not just listening, but he co-hosted last week. So.
We're going to have to start thinking about that. Like I said, there's some other people. I mean, there's people on my end, your end, Ivan said, where it's like, okay, let's start pulling in for fun some co-hosts. And, hey, especially if one of us has to, like, I know, obviously, Mike, you're the one who's kind of, like, running the show. So, obviously, if you're gone, we're done. But, like, if I'm out or Ivan's out, then, we can pull a co-host and do something kind of crazy that way. But yeah, no, absolutely. So before we get into all of it, anything interesting this week for you? Any good deals at the hardware store or?
Oh, not really. It was a busy day today. It was pouring rain all day today.
Yep.
But I think it's just gearing up for the Labor Day weekend or something. But we were busy today. And for one thing, listen, helpful hint. If you want a helpful tip to all you people who bring their knives to the hardware store.
Uh-oh.
If you bring your knives to the hardware store for us to sharpen them, please wash them. That is effing gross. All right. Other than that, I had a good weekend.
Wait. You can't leave that there.
Oh, yes, I can. You don't want to know the particles.
As long as it wasn't like blood or anything, right?
No, just food particles stuck to these dry, unwashed knives. Disgusting. So, no, don't do that. Please don't. But I've had a good weekend. Wasn't very eventful. I'm fine with that. Didn't get a lot done. Like I said, I just watched Endgame a lot this weekend, so I'm fine with that. I still haven't delved into, like, the deleted scenes and featurettes or director's commentary or anything like that. But we've had our share of Avengers news this week. That's for sure. And, wow.
Yeah, well, and we'll get to that too. A lot of, because, we talked about it when we went off the air, that because D23 was this week,
it was a big dump.
It would be I didn't expect it to be nearly as big as what we got either.
No.
But then again, I guess here's the reason I think we both thought it would be smaller, is because of the amount of stuff that came out of San Diego.
Yeah.
We're like, well, how much more are they really going to have to be able to announce? And it's like, okay, well, apparently quite a bit. But in fairness, it makes sense. I mean, you're launching a brand new network, but we'll get to that in a minute. So you watched So you watched Endgame 3 times. Did you catch anything you hadn't caught before?
Except what I just told you. I think I might have mentioned this last week. Is that because of the high definition and the big screen at home that I can pay attention to more of the Easter eggs. Is that when we see just before the rat jumps on the console and activates the quantum tunnel and Scott pops out. There's a sign in the gate, in front of the gate where the van is being kept, where it says Lang 616 on the sign. So it's a nice nod to Universe 616. Other than that, I saw a little Easter egg of something about when Nebula summons Thanos' ship at the end, where it, and you're there. It's like it's on the screen for like less than 0.8 seconds or something like that, where you see someone in Endgame traveled to the year 2899. That's on the screen of one of the time coordinates that are on the screen as Nebula's punching in, trying to summon Thanos' ship to the present day, which would be like 2023 in this film. And it alludes to the thing that Cap said when he wakes up Cap after the missiles go off, and Cap's like, "What happened?" And Tony says, "You mess with time, time tends to mess back. You'll see." And maybe that was alluded to something that he saw in the future, in the distant future. We don't know, but it's something a little seed they may have planted for something way, way, way down the line.
I wonder if they planted a little seed about Kang, but we'll see.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe that's where they're going, but I've never been. Kang's been a popular villain.
I think he was in one of the Lego Marvel games.
But I don't know how that works with. Well, then again, hey, they've translated crazier.
We've seen a bit of crazy.
Right, they've translated crazier stuff. I mean, you have a talking tree and a talking raccoon. So, and as it is, the talking tree only says like 3 words. So, I mean, I guess it's possible.
And I know we're getting a MODOK show later on. One of the 83 series that Marvel's announced this last.
Right. Well, but yeah. Well, okay. We keep dropping that direction.
I know.
Yeah.
But Endgame, yeah, Endgame. I'm digging it more and more as I watch it. It's just as a more cohesive film. I know some people are like, "Oh, it's slow in some parts." But man, right when they arrive back from their time heist and they're mourning Natasha, and then Hulk puts on the glove, and the whole third act is just solid. That big battle at the end. I'm dig watching it over and over and over. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Well, yeah, absolutely. What did I do this weekend? Oh, duh. I ended up, it was kind of a crazy week because, I wasn't out in Denver for the Toastmasters convention, but I did put out a few different Facebook Lives this week on stuff going on because the World Championship was Saturday, and so I was helping to host a watch party with some people. And so what we, six in theory, the 6 best speakers in the world from 143 countries, over 30,000 competitors, me included. And so we have a new world champion this year. We always have a new world champion every year because once you win, you can't compete again. But at least in terms of these competitions. But yeah, pretty crazy. And always fun. I mean, some of those are out there, so if you want to Google World Championship of Public Speaking, you can. The winner is somebody I've actually known for a while, so congratulations to Aaron Beverly. And yeah, I mean, that stuff is out there if you want to Google it. We could go into more detail later if we really want to, but there's so much other stuff to talk about today that we'll see. I mean, we'll see if we want to go there later, but for now, let's let's kind of get to it, I guess, which is...
Yeah, all the fixins, all the happenings at D23.
Well, yeah, well, and even a little bit before that, but I guess real fast, it was funny because you were looking at box office, and I gotta tell you, it's interesting. There's always this lull around this time, and it kind of starts in August, where it's like, okay, yeah, all right, there's nothing really that I want to see. You know, maybe, like, this Good Boys thing could be amusing, but I'm not in a hurry to go to the movies and see it. Like I said to you, Fast and Furious Hobbs and Shaw was phenomenal, Mike. I will tell you, you should see it.
I'll catch it eventually.
It was better than I imagined it would be. I will probably... Angel Has Fallen, which is part of the whole Has Fallen ... series with Gerard Butler. I guess to me that stuff's rental. I mean, I'm not in a hurry to go see that. If I haven't seen Lion King by now, I'm not seeing it. Yeah, I think we're near the end of... And I still haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Again, another show I'm like, meh.
Yeah, that was something I was like, oh yeah, that could be good. I've had people, I know people who've seen it and they're like, it's fine. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll catch it eventually.
Right, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of like, well, I don't know. Am I really all that interested? I mean, it's like that's one of those, it's Tarantino. Oh, you like Brad Pitt. Well, yeah, I do like Brad Pitt. Yeah, I like Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, I like Leonardo. I like all the people involved. I'm just kind of like, yeah, I don't know that I care about watching a movie set in 70s Hollywood.
Yeah, there's a lull for me too, and I'm like, seeing the trailers now for this Rambo Last Blood. It's coming next month, and I'm just like, I've seen the trailers enough where I feel like I've already seen the film. So I'm like, oh, I don't know about that.
You know what's funny? I will tell you, they mixed, and Mike, you probably won't know the song, but what is now Billboard's longest running #1 song ever on the charts, Old Town Road, which 19 weeks. 19 weeks. It's this year. If anybody would have told, like I said, if anybody would have told me that someone with a last name of Cyrus in 2019 was going to have a monster hit that went 19 weeks on the Billboard Top 100 at #1, I would not have thought it would be Billy.
No,
I would have thought it would have been Miley. Easy peasy on that. But anyway, the point being is somebody mixed, and I think it was the studio, mixed one where it's him talking, some of the different pictures with that Old Town Road, and it is, honestly, I saw that one and I was like, okay, now I'm interested. Before I wasn't interested. I saw that trailer and I was just like, ooh, yeah, I like that. That was good. I kind of hope they go down that direction with that kind of look. But yeah, I'm with you in some ways. I'm like, am I running in a hurry to go see Last Blood? No, not really.
The only thing really is just Ford versus Ferrari. I want to see that. Obviously, Terminator, Star Wars, and...
What is Terminator? Is Terminator this fall?
It's November, yeah.
Is it really?
And the Joker. Those are my 4.
Man, can I tell you, I am not sure about that Joker movie.
Neither am I, but I'm sure it'll be a good performance.
I'm sure it will. I think I'm at the point, though, where I'm like... It was funny, when I watched it, I was just like, I don't know, there's something about this. And I mean, it's really good, but at the same time, I'm just like, I'm really uncomfortable. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like the Joker should make anyone comfortable. He's a psychopath.
Yeah.
But
probably going to kill some people by the end of the film.
Right. But this is really uncomfortable. And it's like, and then to top it off, between that and it's like, oh, okay, we pretty much did what they did with Catwoman with Halle Berry, which is, yeah, we're gonna just take the name and make up our own crap.
And you're not gonna see any Waynes or any Gordons or...
Oh, no? I don't know about that. Did I... No, is that the case, huh?
I don't know. They said it was separate from its own comic. I know it'll be somewhere, obviously, in Gotham City. But I don't know if we're going to see bats at all.
I don't know. I know that's also been the thing that's been unclear too. And it's like, here's the weird part, and this is the part that frightens me. If you've one of the things I've noticed about it is they're not taking this movie to comic conventions. They're taking this movie to all these festivals.
Yeah, the posh, uppity film festivals.
Right, all those, and supposedly it's doing real well at all those. And I feel like they're grooming this thing to be something that they want to win big awards. And I think it's kind of one of those, we think we can win awards with this, and we'll get the comic book people.
Yeah, it's like what Gravity did for sci-fi. It's not really sci-fi, it's just Sandra Bullock floating in space, and it's Oscar-worthy performances by people.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I'm kind of like, my big fear on all this is, it works, it gets acclaim, it makes a lot of money. The last part being the biggest part, which is, and I'm not saying I don't want these movies to exist. My fear is someone takes one look at, and especially with the way Warner's thinks, someone takes one look at this, and the next thing you know, that's our new Joker for continuity. Or, hey, suddenly we want to do more things like this. And I'm not against them, but I don't want that many liberties taken with characters. I don't know that I want that many liberties taken with characters. Here's the thing. I would have loved for them to have basically used the real character and taken a crap load of liberties with it. Then we're just going to basically dump everything out, and basically this could have been anybody. You could have called the movie Clown Prince and not make it a Joker movie.
Right.
Or some sort of Mr. Smiley. You get the idea.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't have to call it. The reason you're calling it a Joker movie is, let's be honest,
it's a draw.
It's a draw. And you're going to get comic book geeks and nerds who are going to go, a Joker. I don't know. Like I said, I have fears, and these fears all stem from the fact that Warner Brothers has proven in the last few years they just cannot be trusted about what they're going to do with their superhero properties.
On the movie screen.
Right, on the movie screen. When it comes to big-time movies, they cannot be trusted. They just can't. I mean, in fairness, they've kind of turned a corner, but even so, it's such a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said,
so yeah, we are in a bit of a lull as far as movies go. I don't think the last movie I saw was Far From Home in the theater.
Trying to think. Oh well, I saw
Hobbs and Shaw. Yeah,
I saw Hobbs and Shaw.
That's right. And tomorrow I get my DVD of Rocket Man. That comes out this week.
Is that this week?
Yeah, it's tomorrow. The 27th. But looking at the top 10 box office, what is Overcomer? What is that?
I don't know. It reminds me of that show that I used to do on one of the crappy burger stations I worked with. And there was the guy was supposedly like hiding out in a bunker or some crap like that. And later we found out the guy was like a pedophile and all kind of crazy stuff. But he was a whack job, and he's like, Maranatha, and I'm the Overcomer. And like there's this big horn and like, oh
boy.
And I was like, oh my god. I don't know.
Like a tinfoil hat kind of guy, or?
Yeah, really kind of felt that way. At least
But movies 2019, I guess Toy Story 4 is going to take the number 3 slot for top movie of the year. Still got Spider-Man still making money. In the movie theater. And then,
yeah.
But yeah, what was other ones that are just kind of came and went.
Well, like I said, I'm curious to see. Like I said, I wanted to see The Kitchen, but
then it's here and gone. It's nowhere now.
Yeah, it's pretty much
missed
gone.
our opportunity on that one.
Yeah, well, apparently we'll have to. I'll wait till video.
Apparently, it'll come out fast on video.
I kind of like the dog one sounds interesting. That racing in the rain thing, but I always end up leaving those okay, I'm gonna hang out with my mom on a night, and it's like, what can we watch? And my mom hates anything with violence, and she's always looking for these little sappy movies, and it's like anytime there's a dog movie, that's one of those dog movies.
This is right up her alley, then.
Right. No, absolutely. Where it's like I practically have to save a lot of those because otherwise, yeah, it's ugly. But I'm trying to look real fast just to see what's coming up in September. Okay, It is coming up at the beginning of the see, neither you or I are big on It.
No, not the
are big on
guy.
Stephen King.
The only Stephen King movie I really liked was, I watched Stand By Me in the 80s, and Misery. And I remember watching a little bit of Christine when it was back on cable back in the day. And Pet Sematary, yeah, I did see Pet Sematary. That was crazy, man, with Fred, Fred Gwynn? Was Mr. Herman Munster?
And
I don't know. Denise Crosby was in it. It was actually Tasha Yar.
I'm really just not a horror person.
No, me neither. No, me neither.
By the way, Tasha Yar on Suits for the final season.
Okay.
As the overseeing evil. Well, I shouldn't say evil, but the
malevolent.
Yeah, not so liked character of the overseer of from the bar.
She's the Overwatcher or the under guy, lady.
The underwearer. I don't know. But yeah, I'm looking at September. Okay, so neither of us are really into It or IT or whatever you want to call it. The
clown with the balloons in the sewer.
Yeah, the creepy clown movie. The next week, there is some movie with J-Lo and a whole bunch of women that I don't know if it's about strippers, and you know me about strippers. I'm good with all that, but I don't think I'm going to go to the theaters. Here's the interesting part.
We already paid to see J-Lo wiggle her butt.
Yeah, I know. Well, this will be cheaper. There's a few other people jiggling their butt, too, or something. I don't know what it is. It looked... It's one of those ones where I'm probably going to sit there later and go, yeah, that'll be gone in about 5 minutes. Here's interesting. Same weekend the Rambo Last Blood movie's coming out. It's the same weekend Downton Abbey is coming out. And I know all those people just love that thing. I never watched that show either. And then I just guess the Judy Garland movie is coming out in late September.
Who's playing Judy Garland?
You're going to ask me that? Who is playing Judy Garland? Renee Zellweger? Really?
Okay. Yeah, she's been around. She's been around for a while.
Interesting. I don't know if she's... I'm assuming they're singing. Wow, that Joker movie's out in October? I didn't realize it was out in October. First weekend in October is Joker. And then the Addams Family thing is the following week.
Yeah, I might catch a matinee of that.
And that Will Smith movie where he plays himself, where he's doing
the Gemini Man?
Yeah, the one where he's doing the Jean-Claude Van Damme. There's two of them.
There's two of them.
There's two of them.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised.
No. Yeah, really. Seriously, that'd be more amusing.
That's where, older, badass Will Smith versus teenage, fresh Prince. I'd watch that movie.
Yeah, Hitch, Will Smith versus, that Will Smith. That would be great. That'd be funny. I'm good with that. Mid-October, I have a decision to make. Am I going to the theater? Am I really going to theater to watch Jay and Silent Bob, the reboot?
Is it gonna be? I don't think it's gonna be a mass release, though.
I can't imagine it won't be possible to see it in Chicago.
It won't be yeah, I know they got they're doing 2 performances in the city, And first one sold out. I don't know if the second one did. Where
I can't imagine it's not a big release.
Yeah.
I mean, it may not be a big.
It might be.
Release.
I'm hoping there'll be a limited theatrical run, but we'll see.
Well, it's funny because it's opening on a Wednesday, and I think I know why.
Because Friday is what?
Zombieland 2.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Zombieland 2. Now
that's gonna blow the doors off the theater.
That might be finally when we
start cult movie.
Yeah. In fairness, it's funny. I never saw that movie in the theaters. I did see it on cable, and it is amusing.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's all right. And you know what? All right enough that for $6 on a Tuesday, I'm there. Probably.
And it's Halloween time, so.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Now we get into, I'm looking at November. It's like, okay, Arnold is here at the beginning of November.
Where are my pills?
Yeah, the Turbo Man. I must get the Turbo Man.
I'm tired.
I don't know. And there's a whole bunch of stuff that I don't recognize here the next week. And then the Charlie's Angel movie that I'm like, I don't know.
Grown.
Yeah, well, I'm not against it. It just, I don't know. Then
That's
that
not
Ford
for me.
Ferrari, I don't know what Ford Ferrari is. You mentioned.
Yeah, it's a story of how Ford built a car to compete with Ferrari. And it has a Christian Bale in it.
Oh, does it? Okay,
yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, that looks like a good movie. I got a couple of Motorhead friends who want. We're all gonna see that.
Okay. And then we need to avoid the movie theater like crazy on the 22nd.
22nd of November. What's happening then? Oh, Frozen 2. Yes. We're gonna let it go.
Although it's funny, that's the same weekend Tom Hanks come out in Mr. Rogers.
And November 21st is when Disney Plus launches.
Wait, you know what's funny? I thought it was the 12th. But,
maybe it is. I'm getting 21st, 12th. I get the numbers confused.
Here's interesting. So this has got to be Thanksgiving weekend. So here's the 3 movies. Well, there's 4 movies being released.
Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving. The 4th one I don't recognize. Something called Dark Waters. But
Dark Waters.
Here's the other 3. So you've got Frozen.
Yeah, Frozen 2.
You've got Tom Hanks' Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, that's Oscar bait. Okay.
And then the Russo brothers movie
with the 12 Bridges.
The 21 Bridges.
21 Bridges. I'm getting 12 and 21 mixed up this week.
That's okay. That's fine.
That's the episode this week.
There's the name of the episode. Is it 12 or 21?
12 or 21.
But yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. I'd like to see that Chadwick Boseman.
Well, you know that Mr. Rogers thing is going to be like, I'm not crying, you're crying.
Yeah, better hide some
Kleenex
in my coat pocket.
The trailer, you're crying. The trailer, I'm like,
the documentary, Won't You Be My Neighbor? Oh my God, I was the whole last 30 minutes. I'm like, oh God, I'm no good to anybody.
I don't know. I watched it on TV. I watched it at home. I wasn't. Maybe I just got oh my god, and I just was like.
I was able to hold it together, man.
Yeah, I felt like it wasn't nearly. But I will tell you, in a 3-minute trailer with Tom Hanks, I'm like, oh my god, you can't do this to me. No, no.
See it's like it's just Tom Hanks though. I don't see Fred Rogers. I see Tom Hanks in cosplay.
Okay. That's true, but he does a really good job of it. He
does I just found out it was it was yesterday or 2 days ago that Sean Connery turned 89.
Oh my god.
He's been out of the limelight for a long time.
Oh. I'm not even going to be in Bond 25.
Too many candles to blow out.
Then I don't recognize either of these last movies the last weekend of November, looking into December. So Jumanji, the Jumanji sequel comes in before Star Wars, which was smart.
Yeah.
Because if it was after, I'm not sure how well that would go for them. There's a few other things I don't recognize, I'm sure. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? So guess what's the same weekend as Star Wars? Cats.
Crash and burn.
How is that? No,
all the 80-year-old blue-haired grandmas will go see Cats, while everybody else on the planet will go see Episode 9.
I don't know. here's the thing about Cats is it's like that trailer was so weird.
So uncanny valley.
I was like, oh, that's like it was uncomfortable, creepy.
Yeah.
And it's like, and people seemed to like. There were people who liked it and people who didn't. And I'm like, I gotta tell you, I watched that in the theater as a kid, like the musical, the play. And I remember watching the play, going, I don't get it. Why am I here? This isn't all that cool. If anything, this is all creepy and boring. And now you want me to go watch this in the movie theater.
With all the crazy CG special effects around these people.
And then something called Super Intelligence that weekend, and it's going to super suck.
Is that the one where it's animated, where the secret agent becomes a bird or something?
Is it? Oh, is that what that is?
I think so.
Hold on.
I think I think it's CG. I think that's what happens in the film.
No?
Sure. No? I'm thinking of something else.
No. This apparently is something with Bobby Cannavale and Melissa McCarthy.
Oh. Well, then it's bound to be good then if it has Melissa McCarthy in it.
Maybe Christina Aguilera's in this thing?
Ugh, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I may be misreading. Again, you get the point. So yeah. So I guess there was a few things coming up.
Yeah, there's a few. I got at least 4 films on the docket before the end of the year.
It's funny. I'm looking at some of this stuff and I don't recognize certain things. See, the question is like, which one of these is which one? Okay, where's the stuff that's like the Oscar stuff that I'm kind of like sitting here going, I should be aware of just because it's Oscar time and.
That's all the stuff you don't recognize. All the stuff that's going to win 10 Oscars next year.
I'm sure that's what it is. I'm sure ones. There's ones where I'm like, I don't know what that is. That's the Oscar movie.
It's up for Best Picture and Best Cinematographer, Best Director. And it's like, oh, okay.
Although it will be interesting.
That's when all the Netflix movies will drop in December that'll be nominated.
Oh, you know it is going to drop from Netflix, though. Did you see the trailer for The Irishman?
I caught some of it, I think, on YouTube or something on Facebook. I might have saw a part of the trailer.
That's I guess Netflix got Scorsese to do something, and I can't remember who's in that thing. But I remember watching the trailer and going, "Oh, this looks phenomenal." So yeah, this might be for all the people who were complaining about Netflix last time, and I was one of them. You know what? Yeah, that looks crazy good. So yeah, Well, you're right. I am curious.
What else? So we got good other stuff that drops. We got season 2 of Titans drops later in the year, and we've got
really?
We talked about that, and we the new Dark Crystal prequel drops.
Yeah.
And to say nothing of all the Disney stuff, but
well, and that doesn't even start the fact that there's been stuff that. See, this is what's going to get interesting. Is we're already hearing we're already getting stories too about HBO Max, about some of the stuff that they're dropping they're picking up for exclusives for their network, and the problem is I can't remember what some of them are off the top of my head, but you get the idea.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and there was news I think that dropped over the weekend about a sequel to Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
The Adventures of Jesse.
Right, and now is that going to be on AMC or is that going to be a movie?
I think it's a movie.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know if that was a movie or not.
Because I think Better Call Saul. I think that was canceled after 2 seasons.
Was it? I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't hear anything about it, but Better Call Saul didn't go over much past the 1 or 2 seasons.
Well, I got the impression it had decent buzz for 2 seasons. I don't know. I know people who watched it. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see with all this. Well, obviously, let's finally get to it, which is first things first. So your take on this whole Spider-Man thing? Let's get into it. We might as well talk about this for a minute.
This happened early last week.
Yeah,
so
but
this is already old news.
Yeah, but it isn't, because nobody's really sure what's going on here.
Yeah. All I know is this: a majority of the people are blaming Sony. And I think
I don't think that, yeah.
There's, I'm sure, though, like any argument, there's two sides to every story and all that.
I don't know that I'm really blaming Sony.
I'm not, they're just two people that are in disagreement.
Right.
So.
And someone decided to bring this public. And I'm not positive either that this can't basically suddenly turn around and the next thing you know, they make a deal.
Yeah, this will get fixed, I think, eventually.
I don't know. I'm not positive on that.
I don't think we've seen the last of Spider-Man Tom Holland.
Well, okay, but that's different than, have we seen the last? Are we going to get the third movie,
as a follow-up to what happened at the end of Far From Home?
Are we going to get that, or is that just guess what? And see, that's the part I'm confused about. Everything I've read said the deal has one more movie on it. So I'm real confused about, yeah, we're done. And I'm like, wait, what? You have one more movie. Or you should have one more movie, according to the math everybody was playing. Unless everybody's math was wrong, or all the information on it was wrong.
Yeah, all the suits in the ivory towers, they have all the information, and they're much more wiser than we are in the whole situation.
Right.
We're all speculating here from the way in the back, the cheap seats in the back. But man, I would like to see at least maybe one more. Avengers Endgame was a great finale, had a great finality to it all. Mm-hmm. And then to have it all mixed around and jumbled, and we're going to get a new cast, and who knows if we're ever going to get another Avengers film for like the next 5 years or so.
Yeah.
But it would have been nice to see Spider-Man interact with the likes of the new cast, like reunited with Doctor Strange, or have an adventure with one of the new newbies,
Yeah, well, and that's it's funny. That's one of the other questions that's out there is, you kind of made it seem like after Endgame was over that Spider-Man is going to be the flagship of the MCU, and now there ain't going to be no Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. I mean, you kind of made it seem like the baton was handed off from Tony Stark to Peter Parker, and now, okay, now what? And that's kind of a strange place to be with all this. And there's a part of me where it's like, did they just assume that it would all work out and everything would be fine? Was this part of a gamble, or did no one sit there and say, hey, you know what? What happens if we don't get to do a third movie? Or, hey, you know what? What happens if we don't come to an agreement? Because even from a certain point, there's been rumblings for a little bit now that Sony was sitting there going, you know what? We think we can handle it from here. Thanks.
Yeah, we get that vibe but obviously with the success of Venom and Spider-Verse animated.
Yeah, and well, look, I'm gonna let full disclosure. Yeah, I think the Venom. I still don't understand how that many people wanted to watch a Venom movie. Or that, let me phrase that. I don't understand how many people wanted to watch that Venom movie.
I understand how that many people maybe wanted to see Tom Hardy in an action film. Mm-hmm. With, like you said, call it Symbiote Man or Monster Gobbler Dude.
Well, and this is where I think some of it comes back on Sony is, the movies that they made. The two movies that they made, the two Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies, were not that great. I mean, they were good, but they
were okay. There were parts of it I liked, and Andrew Garfield did a good job. But
right, and Sony didn't think about things big picture. All Sony saw was, hey, we need to have a Spider-Man movie every 3 years. They weren't thinking about, hey, you know what? That could be any character within Spider-Man. We don't have to have an actual Spider-Man movie.
Right.
And now they realize that, based apparently on the agreement, guess what? They don't have to have an actual Spider-Man movie as long as they're using something from the IP. Well, okay. That's why they're going to create a more... See, this is the part I don't get. You have... Okay, based on what's available to you for Spider-Man characters, Morbius is not the movie I would have gone to.
No, not when you look at the vast array of the dynamic rogues gallery that Spider-Man has.
Right.
And Spider-Man and Batman have two of the best rogues galleries.
Yeah.
And to go up with Morbius, think that's what you're going to go with?
See, this all goes back to that whole, and here's the thing, will Morbius connect in any way to Venom? Will it? I have no idea. Are you really going to continue with this Venom to be the lead to, if you're really bringing back Spider-Man to whatever this Spider-Verse is that you're creating for the live action? Because I gotta be honest with you, I would hope that if you're planning on bringing back Spider-Man, that you're gonna do something. You're not gonna use this thing with that the Venom origin based on the Venom that we have now. Yeah, not so much. Not so much. I mean, it was one of the questions we had at the beginning was, how do you do a Venom movie without Spider-Man? Well, the answer is
just like this.
Yeah, you muck up the origins so that really in reality it's an alien symbiote, which is fair. It is an alien symbiote, but at no point in time that really in reality all the abilities that it has come from the alien symbiote, not the fact that the symbiote took them from Spider-Man.
Yeah, even that kind of still has the symbol on his chest.
Right. Well, and it's the other question. I mean, I'll be fascinated about. They're doing a second Venom movie. They're going to bring Carnage involved, and I get that Carnage is a big character that has not been seen in a movie ever. Okay, and Spider-Man fans and Marvel fans are going to like, oh, Carnage. And the scary part to me is this may also be a crappy movie, and yet this movie might do well because it's Venom and Carnage,
and it's Tom Hardy and Woody Harrelson.
Right, and that could be it too.
Yeah.
Although it's funny now that they're having this conversation. It's like, okay, if Tom Holland is really done and you're not letting him go there, why not put Tom Holland in the Venom 2 movie and have him show up? I mean, I don't know. I just it's very there's a lot there, and I'm not if we're going to talk about any of Sony currently about what they're doing well, the only thing where I feel comfortable with is after watching Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I saw speaking of Spider-Verse, I saw that the e-tailers had just put up a pre-order for a Mafex Peter Parker, the pot-bellied Peter Parker from Spider-Verse, and that's a pretty good sculpt. It has with Mafex though, it has like soft goods on it, so it looks kind of still has. He's wearing like the loose fitting, like the sweatpants, pretty much. It's good sculpt. It looks good, but it's interesting how they're putting that marketing tools. They're marketing the Miles Morales. They're starting to see the Miles Morales merchandise based on the Spider-Verse.
Right, and that's the other question I have is, you could have had your cake and ate it too here.
Yeah.
Really, in reality, you did well enough with Miles Morales that you could probably have done your own Spider-Man with Miles Morales and not Peter Parker for once. And still worked out a deal the other direction, even if it was a shitty deal for you. I don't know. I mean, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I just feel like...
Well, the fact that since Civil War, Spider-Man's been on loan. And we just took it for granted because of Disney's deep, deep pockets, possibly the deepest pockets in the movie business today, would be able to just keep borrowing Spider-Man in perpetuity.
Well, the other thing is, I mean, based on what's been out there, I mean, I think Disney, based on what I saw, Disney wants more money. Disney wants more ability to reach in and grab some of the Spider-Man IP for other things. Which makes me wonder who did they want to get? Who did they want to get? Who do they want to get their hands on? What were they thinking about? Because who do they want to get their hands on besides Spider-Man?
Yeah, it's weird.
You know, I mean, it's just kind of interesting because it's like they kind of seem to want to use other aspects of things from the Spider-Man IP, and I'm like sitting here going, what else would they have wanted to use? Who else would they have wanted to use? Obviously, Norman Osborn comes to mind immediately because you could have built him up to be a big bad.
Yeah, and because the Green Goblin is such an iconic villain, almost the Joker to Spidey.
You gotta understand, in the comics, Norman at one point Norman's the Secretary of State of the United States of America, and at one point he turns into an Iron Man villain too. You know, and he's the reason for the Thunderbolts existing and a lot of that kind of stuff. So, you know, there's stories there if they can get their hands on Norman.
There's an infinite wellspring, nigh infinite wellspring of stories that they can derive from for any films. But I don't see what Sony is just like thinking like the grass is greener on this side, or they're just being selfish, or they're just doing it to punch Sony in the face for no reason. It's obviously going to be about money.
Oh, it's always about money.
Yeah,
this is all about, really in reality, this is all about money. This is about, Sony was good with it because Sony was good with this deal because Marvel, Sony was good with this deal for multiple reasons. Now it sounds like Marvel and Disney wanted more money. And Sony's reaction is, no, you're not getting more money. Now, again, this could all be posturing. Supposedly it's all dead and this is all done. But it's, look, here's the thing. Nobody is talking tomorrow about production on a Spider-Man movie. Nobody.
No. And obviously we noticed from San Diego and D23 that there are no Spider-Man movies planned for the next few years.
Right. Well, and here's the other thing. Sony doesn't have anything really planned in terms of an actual Spider-Man movie anytime soon. The only thing on their docket right now, and funny, I don't even think a Spider-Verse sequel is on the docket right now.
No, I don't think they've greenlit a sequel to that.
Right. I mean, the only things that are on the docket right now are Venom 2 and Morbius. That's the only two things that are coming from them at the moment for this. And see, here's the amusing part. Here's the part that's funny. If Venom were to tank and Morbius were to go to hell,
then Sony be all like, oh, well, yeah, we like money.
Yeah.
And right. We know we can get some.
Right, exactly. And the funny part is, with the way things are spaced out right now, it wasn't like Marvel and Disney were planning on doing a Spider-Man movie anytime soon.
That's right.
Based on all the stuff.
So there's plenty of time to renegotiate.
Right.
There's always room for that. So,
that's. I mean, now in fairness, I will say this. I think it would be fun. Let's say this never happens. I'm just gonna play fantasy writer here. Okay. All right. I have Tom Holland. Tom Holland somehow ends up in an entirely different Spider-Man universe. Okay? His character wakes up one day in an entirely different Spider-Man universe. And you know what? Guess who else is in the Spider-Man universe? Miles Morales, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And now you have two Spider-Man. You have Miles and you got Peter Parker. And let me tell you this.
Yeah, we already had that. Movie,
but now we have live action. Yeah. And it's funny because one of the things that Sony's been trying to do for a long time is a Sinister Six movie, or some regards like that. And I have always sat there and said, even in the comics, Spider-Man, when it comes time to deal with the Sinister Six, Spider-Man usually needs help. He usually needs help. He usually needs more than just Spider-Man.
Why not 2 Spider-Mans?
Well, that's my thought process, which is Peter and Miles versus the Sinister Six.
Yeah, I'd see that.
I'd watch that. That makes sense. I'll take a step further. I hate to tell you what I would think about. You're going to laugh at this. What if you did like a Roger Rabbit kind of thing, except with Spider-Ham?
Yeah, that could be. Well, they did a short. There was a short on the DVD.
Right.
Of what Spider-Ham was doing right up to the point where he got sucked into that universe.
Right, but that's a cartoon. I'm talking about you have Spider-Ham
in the live action
universe.
Live
action? Oh my God. That'd be hysterical. That'd be hysterical. Could you imagine a 2-hour movie like that? That'd be good. That was good. That's the other. See, here's the other question. I know the people. One of the big people who was involved in Spider-Verse is Brian Michael Bendis, because Bendis was a Spider-Man writer at Marvel. Okay, and Bendis has good ties to Sony because they helped him with Powers when they did the Powers TV show, and they did it on PlayStation. So they like Bendis, and they've worked with Bendis before. And it's interesting because I would imagine that's one of the reasons that they have some confidence on what they might want to do. The question is, last time I checked, Bendis has a contract with DC.
Oops.
Well, I don't know how that all works, but the last I checked, Bendis is writing Superman. And he's got a whole new thing about a whole new label on his own and all that stuff. Now, I imagine that there's some... How do I put this? I assume there's some wiggle area or some gray area that still would allow Bendis to work with Sony. I have no idea.
Well, until we get more news, then I guess that's all we can say about Spider-Man.
Well, to me, here's the interesting part of that part, though. Okay, so Bendis starts working and doing Spider-Man movies, and they get successful. Okay? And in your own backyard, you got a guy who's making successful superhero movies, and he's writing comics for Warner. Maybe you should think about that guy to produce something else. I don't know, like
do something with your Justices and your Bats seriously. and your Wonder Women.
Yeah. Here's an idea.
I keep forgetting about Wonder Woman for 84.
Yeah. Well, that's not till what, summer?
It's I think June.
Is it this summer? Okay. Yeah.
I mean, they shot it. It seemed like a year and a half ago.
Well,
and why they shelved it for next June?
Well, who knows?
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, to me that's So I mean, I think we've talked about the Spider-Man thing enough.
Yeah. Never say never yet.
Right. I'm not a never. I'm not now that we've even talked about it even further. I'm really like, yeah. You know what? Until I hear Sony announce that they're doing a live-action Spider-Man movie with it actually having real Spider-Man in it, this is all. I mean, they don't even have scripts. They have nothing.
Yeah, no story pitch, no director, no nothing.
No nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to take them a couple of years to get up and running to write another Spider-Man movie, to write an actual Spider-Man movie if they're going to create a Spider-Man movie. So, hey, you know what? Guess what? Okay. And if anything, here's the interesting part. Concerning the way that apparently the contract is written, if they're smart, maybe they don't make a Spider-Man movie for another 3-5 years. Let it cool off for a little while.
Yeah, but the public, the pulse that's been happening this week is everyone feeling sad for Tom Holland. And Marvel seems to be in the right in the public eye. Sony seems to be the greedy one in this point, and I think that's that's not right.
Right.
From the sense that we know that Marvel knows how to make good movies, so we're on their side.
Well, here's the other part. Would we like Spider-Man to stay in the Marvel universe and see him in another Avengers movie and see him interacting with other Marvel characters that are not just Spider-Man characters.
Yeah. Meanwhile, of course. And meanwhile, Marvel's getting all this second and third string. We're getting Shang-Chi and the Eternals, and a lot of these people, a lot of normal people, normal popcorn eaters in the theaters aren't going to know who the Eternals are.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about
and the mutants
now.
too. And we're going to be eventually getting X-Men in the MCU.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about this, because I'm a little confused by Marvel strategies. I'm confused a little bit by Disney and Marvel strategy for where Marvel is going. I'm very confused. And I'm not sure I understand. So let's try to walk this through. So in the summer, it was Eternals.
No, summer first next year is.
No,
Black
I'm talking
Widow.
about. We were told in the summer.
Oh, in the summer, yeah, we're getting an Eternals.
And I just want to talk about. I don't want to talk about the plus stuff. I just want to talk about the movies.
Yeah, just the movies.
Okay, we're getting an Eternals movie, who most people don't know how they are. We're getting Shang-Chi, again, a character that was more popular in the 70s. And it's funny because I have friends of mine who are like, "Oh, Shang-Chi," and I'm like, "You realize that most people who are like in their 40s or younger don't know who Shang-Chi is." But so you have Eternals, Shang-Chi, and who else? What else am I missing? See what I'm talking about?
Well, the Black Widow movie.
Well, yeah, okay, that's okay.
And the Doctor Strange sequel.
Right, there's obviously Doctor Strange. All right, so the Doctor Strange, I'm trying to go to the ones that are weird.
Right, the newer ones, right.
Well, the newer ones that are weird that I can't remember who they are. I know there's a Shang-Chi. I know there's...
Yeah, that's next year is Shang-Chi and the Eternals.
Oh, Blade. Blade's coming.
Oh, yeah, Blade, yeah.
Well, Blade's sort of a name. I just am not a big fan of Blade.
I never saw the Wesley Snipes Blades movie.
I never did either.
Yeah. I just presumed it was just R-rated vampire movie. So I'm like,
I never was...
And being an 80s guy, I never saw The Lost Boys.
Oh, that I saw.
I've seen bits and pieces on cable, but that was it.
Here,
young Kiefer Sutherland as a vampire. Fangs.
Here, hold on a second. So I'm just trying to pull it up real fast, because... See, the problem is they keep putting... Okay, so Eternals, Shang-Chi... Yeah, I guess Eternals and Shang-Chi would be the... And obviously Blade is sort of there, but you get the idea. But yeah, I mean, they decided to go with Eternals and Shang... I guess here's the reason I'm trying to go to this, Mike, is they decided that to go with, for big screen, the Eternals and Shang-Chi. Here's where I'm confused. Okay? Here's some of the announcements for... Now, we had certain announcements about... We already know about some of the Marvel Plus shows. But the announcements for the next 3 Marvel Plus shows are Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Ms. Marvel. I am telling you right now, I am more interested in 2 of the 3 of those than I am those 2 movies.
I agree. Yeah, as soon as we knew that this was Mark Ruffalo's last outing as Bruce Banner, I knew it's like let's get Jennifer, let's get She-Hulk.
The only thing I keep thinking is it's hard to explain She-Hulk in a 2-hour movie. It's the only thing I can come up with. Moon Knight I don't get. Moon Knight, Jesus, why can't you figure out a way to get Moon Knight in a movie? Really? Seriously? Unless you need something... there must be a need for something cosmic. I have no... yeah. Honestly, I'm just looking at what's going on Plus, and I'm going, okay, why is most of everything I want to watch on Plus?
I know. There's like they're detracting from they're taking a back seat in the big films. We've had the great big epic film, and they're gonna have to. A lot of people are gonna have to set a low bar for the Eternals and Shang-Chi because it's not Iron Man, it's not Captain America. So they're gonna focus on the plus. They're gonna focus on all the extra content to fill in the gaps.
What do you think? Yeah, you think that. You think that the bean counters are thinking low? Well, we'll see.
Well, Shang-Chi is not going to make Endgame numbers, that's for sure.
Well, okay, but can it make Doctor Strange numbers?
We'll see.
Could it make Black Panther numbers?
It might if it had cameos. Maybe.
Yeah. But and usually, here's the thing, and usually these origin movies, they try to stay away from those. Like, I can't think of an origin movie where they've started where they had to introduce somebody where they've had cameos.
Well, you had a Black Panther cameo before Black Panther in Civil War.
Right, but I'm talking about the other door. But then when it came time to do the Black Panther movie, there wasn't any crossover.
Except just the agent, the special agent guy that was in Civil War.
Right, that guy. That's it.
Yeah, Bilbo.
Right, and the one guy who ends up, and the guy who ends up being the Claw.
Yeah, Smeagol.
Smeagol, Andy Sagakis or whatever.
Yeah, Ulysses Claw. Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, I felt like that was lame because Claw's like a big villain for them, and I'm like,
went out like
and it's
bitch,
like
yeah.
it kind of.
That was my one big complaint about Black Panther.
Yeah, I'm like, really? Come on, you could do more with this. Yeah. Okay. Who knows? Maybe he's not dead. You never know. Something weird happened.
I was just hoping because of Endgame that we'll get a Namor introduction in Black Panther 2.
There's talk about it.
Yeah.
There's talk and rumors about it, but yeah. I'm looking at the stuff on Plus and I'm going, now the only thing I can think of is they really badly want you to buy Plus.
Yeah. Not just for Marvel, that's for sure too.
Yeah,
I had a family member over the weekend saying, Mike, you're going to get Disney Plus. I'm like, hell yeah, I am. And it's like, okay, see, because that's all the password sharing. It's like, I've got the Netflix, somebody else is going to have to get Hulu, and Mike's going to have Disney Plus, so it's all good.
Well, and here's the interesting, so let's talk a little bit about Plus. So Plus is going to have Moon Knight. Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
I got to be honest, I am a little surprised by a PG She-Hulk. I'm not surprised that they want She-Hulk in the MCU. I just find, how do I put this nicely?
And it's just unfortunate that
She-Hulk has slept around like with everybody, and I mean everybody.
Well, they're obviously going to downplay that.
I mean, the comic has it where it's like even Tony's gotten with her. In the comics, at one point she was with Hercules. I mean,
I'm Hercules.
One of the jokes is, okay, I'm a superhero. I could use to get some. Is She-Hulk in my speed dial?
Yeah, talk about death by snoo.
I'm not kidding. I mean,
obviously that's not going to be her primary. It's just like how, RDJ's Iron Man or Tony Stark wasn't so blatantly an alcoholic.
Well, it could be funny because with her being a lawyer, they could really go like superhero meets Ally McBeal.
Yeah, we'll see.
And it could be amusing. And it's funny because if they would up the rating a little bit, it could really be amusing. Where if they went a little bit more R-rated, where it's like, well, I guess they could have her with somebody.
Yeah, and speaking of R-rated, it's just too bad because of all those actors from the Marvel Netflix series. They're not going to be part of the MCU, nor they really ever will. Doesn't seem like. And because the guy who's going to be Luke Cage is going to be Blade. No, the guy who was Copperhead, I think, is going to be Blade.
Don't hold on that yet.
Yeah.
Don't hold out on that yet. I'm not positive of that, but yeah. So again, like I said, so She-Hulk will be interesting. I think they're going to go more comedy on She-Hulk than I think people than people think. I think they'll go that direction. There's been a lot. She-Hulk's been a comedy book at times. So I think they'll go that route, and I think they'll actually make it more like a law show, which could be interesting. I think that'll be a mix. It'd be really funny if it'd be really funny if they kind of turned it into a scenario with, oh my God, what if they did cameos?
Right.
Like,
I'm sure we're going to get a lot of cameos.
Well, no, like where like Clint's like, hey, I'm having a dispute on my territory. Or Chala shows up and he's like, we're having a dispute with some of our that kind of thing. You know, where that kind of stuff happens where she has to like represent them in court or something like that.
Turn it into a Harvey Birdman in the MCU.
Yeah, I think there's a possibility for that. I'm not crossing. I mean, seriously.
I'd watch that.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. I think I think that's where they're going with it. I think it'll be like an Ally McBeal meets Harvey Birdman with a little bit with some superheroing in it. I seriously do. I think that's exactly what they're going to do with it.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm even more excited about it now.
Right. Well,
by your hypothesis.
Right. Well, that's why I was like sitting there. I'm like, that's the only reason I'm sitting here going, yep, I can see why they do. That's the only thing I can give them for why they would do a She-Hulk TV show versus a She-Hulk movie. Is if that's the direction they're planning on going, then yeah. And in the end, anyway, they can pull her into the Avengers later anyway if they really want to. I don't understand Moon Knight. I don't understand. Moon Knight has better... Now, in fairness, I will tell you, I don't know nearly as much about Moon Knight as I should.
No, neither do I. I don't...
But he looks like a badass, and everybody's like, oh, Moon Knight, because, well, he's Moon Knight. And it's like one of those things where it's like, that made more sense than Shang-Chi. Or, I don't know, I mean... Now, if you had Moon Knight and Shang-Chi, I don't think that works, though.
But with all these other TV series coming, you know we're going to be cameos and crossovers and meetups and they'll go that CW route. Well, they'll have team ups and
the real question is going to be like certain things where it's like they're going to want to push people from Plus into some of the movies at times. At the same time, it's like, you don't want to screw with the movies. You don't want to screw with the box office movies. That has been your cash cow. You don't want to have a situation where people are going, as it is, people sometimes sit there and have made the comment about, well, how much do I need to know and what do I not need?
Right.
And all
do
that
I need
stuff.
to watch, how many episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. do I need to see before Civil War?
Right, or all that kind of stuff. Or do I, like before Endgame came out, do I need to watch every movie and in what order and all that other stuff? And there's some people going, I don't want to watch any of this stuff. Can't I just watch the movie? And that's I can't imagine. Now you're going to add TV? I don't, no. They're going to have to figure this one out where...
Well, for a while then, they're going to have their own separate sandboxes.
Well, the thing is... Or you're gonna have to figure out a way to make the movies where where it's able to be. You can watch the movie without needing to watch too much else, and yet you can add in little fun things from the other way,
like certain just callbacks or Easter eggs. That the people who are watching both will understand.
Right, exactly. You can go the other way. You can't, or stuff where in the TV shows there's Easter eggs from the movies. You can go that direction. That direction you can go easy peasy. But
so any more Marvel news we want to touch upon before we move to
the other
Space Wizards?
The other D23 stuff. Not that I can think of. I don't know what is it? Ms. Marvel? Yeah, Ms. Marvel.
Yeah, Kamala Khan, yeah.
Right. I don't know Ms. Marvel as well.
Yeah, and that's her superpower is just like her appendages grow large and just makes big punches. I don't know.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
That's how her fists get large when she punches people.
That's a character I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about it,
but so I'll admit that one.
Yeah.
But people were excited. I mean, I'll be honest, people were more excited. In some ways, people were more aware and more excited about those three shows Then the people going Shang-Chi, who? Eternals, what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hear you.
Absolutely. But okay, rest of D23. I did not see the Lady and the Champ trailer.
I did.
Tramp.
Looks
Lady
alright.
and the Tramp.
In the Champ.
Lady and the Tramp. That's what I went. I did not see that.
Yeah, I did. Looks alright. Just looks like another Disney cookie cutter live action remake. Okay. And it'd be smart to just put it on the streaming service and not watch it bomb in the box office because.
I know we don't really talk about this much, but I guess Hilary Duff is going to come back and play Lizzie McGuire at age 30, and they're going to do it like from when she's a 30-year-old, and which is kind of strange.
Okay.
So I don't know if this is a Disney Kids kind of thing or what this is. I'm surprised if they're doing that. Here's an interesting point. If they're doing that, how soon until they come talk? Well, no, Miley Cyrus at this point is, well, you never know. They need content.
Yeah.
They need content.
She had one line in Guardians 2 as the little robot head and the one of the post-credit scenes, but I doubt we're going to see her in a vast capacity on Disney because of her reputation. And then that story broke last week about how she got fired from Hotel Transylvania because of a penis cake or something like that.
Yeah. I think we have that story for News of the Square this week.
Yeah, so stay tuned. You'll hear more about that.
Next week for later in the week for News of the Square. I think that's in there.
Yeah.
Although it's funny, they could certainly. If they could do what if they could do Hannah Montana at older, and what if her career went and took a left turn and instead of a right turn, and that'd be maybe somebody would watch it. I don't know. It's funny because I'm looking at it now. It's like, okay, you got to figure there's going to be some kid shows. I don't know. I mean, I guess Hilary Duff is the answer to that with the Lizzie McGuire thing.
Oh yeah, the Disney XD is just loaded with those crappy-ass live-action kid shows for tweens. It's like, I've been forced to watch a lot of those.
Well, but I'm surprised they're not going to have more exclusive stuff that's going to go there. But, but it's interesting because they did say that there won't be any content that is R on Plus, which is interesting because that means certain things will not be available on Plus.
That they're going to have on, like I said, on Hulu.
Well, I would assume it's going to go to Hulu. I assume. And by the way, that's where that MODOK thing is going. The MODOK thing and all those are going over there. But before we get over to that, then let's, I guess, well, we're kind of hopping around. But yeah, that's where that MODOK show is. That's where that animated Howard the Duck thing is. If anything, I kind of laugh. It's like Hulu should get Deadpool as their new mascot or something.
It could happen,
and it could. It really could. I could see Ryan Reynolds being like, "Oh, you're watching Hulu. Screw you."
Yeah, and all these people. I think someone asked Ryan Reynolds about the now that there's never going to be, or no, never say never, but the lack of a Spider-Man Deadpool crossover. So he said, it'll only exist in my dreams. So.
Yeah, someone had an interesting idea of if you had Tom Holland in the movie, but he wasn't Spider-Man, and then you had Deadpool there, and then they fourth walled the whole thing.
Right.
There was some fourth wall suggestion. That and all those memes all week about Night Monkey.
Oh my, yeah, the Night Monkey memes, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you know what? You don't have access to Night Monkey. So yeah, well, there's an idea. Okay, Star Wars.
Yeah, the Mandalorian trailer looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks interesting.
Yeah, I'm all in.
I'm kind of unclear as to the time frame.
Yeah, we don't know exactly when, and I mentioned on my Facebook page about, is that IG-88?
That certainly does look like him.
Bounty hunter droid. No, I said somebody. I'm not going to say they actually'd me, but they did point out that that's IG-11. He's going to be voiced by Taika Waititi.
Okay.
So it's not that same bounty hunter droid that we saw in Empire.
Right.
Looking for the substantial reward for the Millennium Falcon.
Right.
But yeah, you're right.
Funny.
I don't know exactly where this plays, but there are... I presume this will take place after Return of the Jedi because of all the original trilogy Stormtrooper heads on a pike.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So I presume this will take place between episodes 6 and 7.
I guess.
That makes sense to me.
So. I would assume so, too. But you never know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little earlier. I can't. It certainly is intriguing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm all in. It seems just like in that same pocket as Solo, where you're dealing with gangsters and ne'er-do-wells and not so much, epic, force, all that stuff.
Well, no, that's coming. Yeah. That'll be an entirely different show.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently we're getting an Obi-Wan Kenobi show.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yes.
I don't care.
I do care. He's my favorite Star Wars character. So, apparently not Jeff's favorite Star Wars character.
No, they killed my favorite character.
Darth Maul?
No.
Bib Fortuna?
No. He's killed by his own son. What the hell?
Yeah, I know. Everybody, Solo, yeah.
I am a Han Solo guy. I am a Han Solo guy. Han Solo guy, whichever you prefer.
Yeah.
That's the reason I really kind of like Force Awakens. So I was like, this is the Han Solo movie I always wanted. Until the part where oh, no, we didn't really need that. And it was funny. As soon as he walks on the bridge, I'm like, oh, he's so dead.
Yeah.
And it's funny because there's just that moment where you're like, well, maybe he does come out this. No.
Like, nope.
Damn it.
Yeah, and then the sun goes out and, poosh, right through the chest.
Yep. Yeah. And you're like, and the worst part is, it's kind of like that scene. The best analogy I can have is that scene in Major League when Willie Mays Hayes dives for the bag at second and he's a little short, and the guy who's the second baseman who's like, egging him on, like, come on. And Willie Mays Hayes gives him like the finger, and he comes over and tags him. Okay, that's what I feel like JJ did to us in that movie with Han Solo. Because you're sitting there, and you're like, oh, he's gonna live. Asshole. Asshole.
Yeah, I posted a headline, I think, to the Squares page about J.J. Abrams. I think I didn't really find the headline. It's the standby. Edit point. Well, I find the article ahead here. Oh, it must have been... Okay, it must have been another... Hold on, I'll find...
That's okay.
No, standby.
I am sending...
just the headline is all you need to read from this article. And... Where is it? Dang it. Where is it? It's about J.J. Abrams. I will find it. I will find him! But one more thing briefly about Marvel is that the What If series is they'll explore Peggy Carter as Captain Britain.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. No, I guess we're... Damn it. Never mind. I just saw a headline about J.J. Abrams says all the loose ends will be tied up, and says the man who created Lost. So
that is pretty funny.
Yeah. But oh well. So I guess today, being Monday the 26th, the day we're recording this episode, is that we got not so much a trailer, but just kind of a sneak peek of episode 9. I was hoping for a full trailer, but maybe we'll get one when just before the tickets go up for pre-order. I think maybe in October or whatever. We'll see. We'll get a proper trailer with some more tiny bit of little nuggets of goodness. But today we got our episode 9 sneak peek, and I'm not in like I was for Force Awakens, but I'm in. And
I'm not. I'm not
digging
there yet.
Now I'm there, and hopefully it's gonna just get a little more intense as we get closer and closer. I just want to see it end, and so the end of the Skywalker saga. So I'm looking forward to it. From what I've seen, I'm like, there are questions, and I'm like, oh, well, what's happening here? Is this going to be a flashback or but yeah, I don't know.
You know what? Yeah, no. No. I mean, I'm like, we can think, what's his name? Butt Munch. The Last Jedi guy.
Ryan
Johnson.
Yeah.
Well, it's really a combination of problems. Part of it is Ryan Johnson. The other part is all the people who, just because I didn't particularly think the movie was... Again, I want to be clear. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was...
Yeah.
I didn't think it was like what some people did. And God forbid you said it was just okay. Yeah. Or I didn't like it.
It's not my favorite Star Wars film, and it's not my least favorite Star Wars film.
The police that were out, I mean, it was just a swarm of people who were like, what do you mean you do not like The Last Jedi, Ryan Johnson Star Wars movie? How dare you not like it? You must be a troll. Well, no, here's my reasons. Here's why I don't like it. Oh, you just don't get it. You don't understand what a good Star Wars movie is. No.
Well, a lot of ways, The Last Jedi was not a Star Wars movie.
Well,
they changed the rules and undid, and Ryan Johnson undid a lot of things that J.J. Abrams set up.
Well, and it's funny because that's what certain people sit there and say. That's the beauty of it. He didn't follow any of those things. He did his own Star Wars thing. I did his own thing, and I'm like, well, but then that doesn't make it a trilogy, now does it? That doesn't really make it a trilogy, and why would you set those things up only for there not to be anything unless? I mean, I honestly, there's a part of me where I'm like, okay, great, you basically, what are we saying that you set it up for? You set up in a situation where really it's like 7 and 9 go together, but screw 8.
Yeah, it didn't seem like 8 would be like the glue that puts together the beginning and the end. It's just like how Empire ended. It's like, oh, how are they going to fix this? And I didn't get that vibe coming out of The Last Jedi. And you know what? And I'm hoping that my mind gets changed a little bit about some things when I rewatch it. I like how I binge watched the MCU leading up to Endgame. I'm going to do the same thing with starting with episode 1.
Good luck. I'm not doing it.
I'm doing it.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it in any way, shape, or form. No way.
Nope. I'm doing
it. You're not getting me to do that. I'm just not. And then my all-time favorite is of the entire thing is. Let me see if I understand this correctly. Really? Really?
I know. It's like the OJ Bronco chase.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm like, this is dumb. I don't get it.
Well, anyway. You're not alone in your sentiment. And I was kind of the same way with, like, they're able to chase them but they can't go to hyperspace. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Well, you know what the problem is? Here's my other problem with that scene. All those times I used to get into an argument with the people who think Lord of the Rings is any good, and I used to use the Randall argument from Clerks 2.
Right.
Where all it is episode 1. I'm sorry. First movie, I just walk. Second movie, I just walk. Third movie, I walk. I drop the ring. Boom, I'm done. Okay? Congratulations. The lowest paid car chase is your Lord of the Rings. Good job. Now I don't have that argument anymore. Thank you. Jerk ass.
Well, don't worry. I'm sure Rian Johnson will do fine with the new trilogy.
I don't think that's the first trilogy getting worked on. Instead, it's the guys from... I think the first trilogy getting worked on is the Game of Thrones one, which is kind of funny because after the last season of Game of Thrones, it's really kind of funny. Everybody's like, oh, they were all excited. And there were a lot of people excited that they were the people who were going to do the next set of Star Wars movie until the last season of Game of Thrones was aired.
Yeah, and that a lot of people weren't happy with how that ended.
Right. So, like, oh, good. Good. I guess the good news is I didn't watch Game of Thrones, so I have nothing to worry about.
Yeah,
Maybe it'll be just fine.
It's like I didn't never invested in the Harry Potter movies. And I know people are very passionate about the Harry Potter movies. They grew up watching the Harry Potter movies.
That's a good series. And they don't screw it up in the end. Now, in fairness, I never read the books. But I watched the movies, and they don't screw it up. They really don't. They really don't screw it up. And I thought they did a good job with those. And it's funny because now they're talking about rebooting that.
Well, isn't it this Fantastic Beasts thing? Is a big prequel to that?
See, that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes when they do this stuff, it's like, and now we're going to do this prequel. I don't care. I care about Harry Potter. I don't know that I care about these characters. Just like with The Hobbit, I wasn't a fan. I mean, some people are like, oh, The Hobbit. I'm like, pfft.
I liked the first one, and I liked just the Smaug scenes at the end of the second one. But the third one, I was just checked out. I cannot. I don't think I can sit through the third one now.
All I keep hearing is that horrible music from the cartoon about Bilbo Baggins.
You've heard the Leonard Nimoy song?
Have I? I don't know.
Oh, you got to look up the Leonard Nimoy song.
Okay. Let's see. What else do we got for you this week? I'm trying to. Did we miss anything?
I think that's about it. I think they've contributed all to the more hype about the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Oh, you know what we missed? See, this is the week I need. We do need Ivan for this. I want Ivan's take on the fact that Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre's music is now owned by Barbie.
No, actually, Barbie's Mattel.
Oh, not Barbie. Whatever.
Mr. Potato Head.
Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, that's...
The music industry is turned on its head. Now, hopefully, maybe we'll get a Death Row Records Monopoly game.
Yes. Yeah. If you don't pay, we're going to pistol whip you into life.
That's right. Oh, no, I rolled doubles. I'm in jail. Hoping nobody pops a cap in my ass.
I rolled doubles. What is it? What's the card say? What's the card say? Release the Dobermans. Oh, shit.
Your rap album is a success. Receive $50 from each player.
Man, that's funny because the next joke I want to make is so wrong, so I can't do it.
Okay, let's...
I gotta go there.
Maybe after the show, maybe we'll talk.
Oh, no, I mean, it's bad because it's like... Oh, my God.
So, yeah, Hasbro is now the property...
Just think!
Death Records is now the property of Hasbro.
Now they could make a game called Who Shot Tupac?
Yeah, we can get a Clue. I think Clue. Yeah, Clue with Hasbro.
Oh, my God, that's awesome. Who Shot Tupac Clue? We need Who Shot Tupac Clue so bad.
The Clue. Who Shot Tupac? Oh, my God.
And then it was like little figures like Suge Knight and a whole bunch of people. P. Diddy will never allow his stuff in there. That'd be awesome, though.
And you can get G.I. Joe to bring some heavy guns in.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. It was, you ready? It was Snoop Dogg in the studio.
In the study. In the recording studio.
In the recording studio. In the recording studio with I don't know, the Shure microphone. I don't know. I'm just like, damn.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. We need Tupac. Who Shot Tupac Clue? So bad. Oh, man. I so want that now. God. I can't believe it.
The same company that owns My Little Pony.
Yeah.
Owns Death Row Records.
Yes. Well, and I guess the deal is they bought some other music company and that music company apparently owns Death Row. I thought it was Suge.
Yeah, it was One Entertainment. That was the company that Hasbro bought.
But I was under the impression that I didn't think Suge Knight still didn't own Death Row. I don't know. News to me. All I know is not anymore. Now G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe Hasbro?
G.I. Joe is Hasbro. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what else is. Is that the Transformers too?
Yes.
Oh, Optimus Prime.
Yeah, Optimus Prime with the bandana on his head and wearing the baggy pants. Yeah.
He's the original gangster. He is one of the original OGs. Is Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
We need that.
OGG1.
Yeah. We need something like that. There we go, Mike. There's product I want to see.
Yeah. There you go.
I want like a license plate. Optimus Prime, original OG. It'd sell too.
Oh yeah. There'll have been lots of
and not just the Transformer fans.
Oh yeah. Well, we did get the Calvin Johnson, because he calls himself Megatron, or he called himself Megatron. Mm-hmm. So we did get an exclusive Megatron. I think it was a shoe or something. I don't know. It was. I thought there was a toy that was part of that promotion. Anyway, so yeah, we've had strange crossovers for sure in our fandom with strange promotional stuff and tangential merchandise. So this could be it. Death Row Records meets all kinds of different toy lines. What other Hasbro properties? Oh, there's Yahtzee. Yeah.
Magic. Oh, D&D.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering. Yep.
D&D. Forget that. We want. We need. We can.
We can have a special expansion pack for Magic the Gathering with the gangsters in it. Those gangster rappers. Oh no, they're in my Magic game.
Yeah, put 5 in the brood pit and reincarnate Zombie Tupac. Zombie Tupac puts a cap in everyone's ass.
I'd buy that.
5 points or something.
I've never liked Clue as a game, but I would. Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. Although now I really want to see like Dr. Dre playing D&D. I really do. What's in these dice? Why are these dice? Could you imagine the dice bling for people from Death Row?
Oh, they'd be gold dice.
Oh definitely. My god! And they'd be blingy. They'd be like all like shiny and shimmering and stuff like that. And the dice bags would like be like.
I just see the board art for the mansion that these rappers would be. Mm-hmm. The stuff would be on the yeah. It's not a dungeon. It's dragons and mansions. That's right. It's Pimp My Mansion.
Yeah,
Pimp My Dungeon in Dungeons and Dragons expansion.
Yeah, Pimp My Dungeon. Oh, there we go. Pimp My Dungeon. We need Pimp My Dungeon. There you go. That's what we need. That's what we need. There's the answer.
So there was that. That happened about Hasbro. Well, way to go, Hasbro! Congratulations.
Like I said, it was kind of a crazy week because it's like okay, the Spider-Man stuff happened, and all the D23 stuff happened, and then apparently Hasbro owns Death Row, and I'm like, what the hell is going on?
It's like
I feel like we're missing something else.
I think we are plugged into the Matrix. I think we're
that's shit. It. That's the other.
Yeah, the Matrix.
There's another Matrix movie coming out,
and they finished principal photography for the Bill and Ted 3.
Did they? Okay.
They finished filming, so that's coming next year. But you're right about that thing you mentioned.
Matrix 4?
Yeah, with Keanu Reeves.
I guess they're all coming back for that one.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know, it'd be interesting, because where you left Neo, I don't.
I watched the first one. I never saw any of the other films.
Dude, I'll be honest with you. I don't know that you really need to see a second one. You kind of need. I don't really even know you really need to see the third one. But to see the fourth one, you might.
Yeah, the first one, I got the gist of it when I saw the first one. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I didn't fall into that hype for the Matrix trilogy.
Well, here's the thing about the Matrix trilogy. The Matrix trilogy was interesting for a different reason, which is it's one of the few major trilogies that was out there where it kind of, at the time that it was out there, a lot of the people involved were more actors of color, whether it be men or women, involved with it. Beyond, I mean, sure, there's Keanu and there's Carrie, what's her name?
And
Moss,
Hugo Weaving.
Right. Well, but the point being, there was a lot of diversity to that casting compared to a lot of other trilogies we had been seeing up until that point. So, to me, there is some positives to that. And that's one of the things to look at too. I don't know. I guess we're okay with it. Oh, I'm just kind of feeling like there's a part of me where I'm like, you're doing a Matrix 4 to do what? Is this to introduce new characters and push it in a new direction, or is it more we're going to finish out the Matrix, or what is the deal?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, we're they're filming Ghostbusters 3 now, and that will be, I think, it'll be a proper passing of the torch.
Right, and like I said, we've talked about that here before, which is we've talked before about the you've got people from the the other movie that had the female cast that are all up in arms about how come none of them can be used, and part of the problem is that it seems as though the producer and creator for that particular movie seem to kind of want to do their own thing. Well, okay. Now this is happening, and they can't figure out a way from a story perspective to get some of them involved with their characters. So guess what? You can't do much about it. I mean, especially if it gets too convoluted, because it's like, my guess is, I don't know that there's going to be a Ghostbusters 4 out of this. I have no idea. Could have been. I don't know. Although that said, my understanding is, there's an example. Isn't that a Sony property? I think it is.
Oh, no.
Isn't Ghostbusters one of theirs?
Ghostbusters, was that Universal?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
I know Sony just acquired the rights starting next year. No, Hasbro just acquired the toy rights to the Ghostbusters line. Initially, earlier on, it was Mattel. But next year, Hasbro will have the rights, so we can get more crossovers with Death Row Records with Ghostbusters.
Yeah, right. That would be a good cameo now. Is if in the middle of Ghostbusters you had Stu smoking a whole bunch of weed going, wow, this shit is good, man. I see ghosts everywhere and all this stuff. I don't know. Like I said, I'm trying to think of anything else. My brain has kind of gone to mush. I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, we've had a topsy-turvy week, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, in fairness, this is a good place we can end off. If we forgot something, we forgot something. Oh, well, obviously Labor Day is coming up, so there's that.
Yeah, I think I'm grilling out this weekend, I guess. This coming weekend.
I don't know that I have any real major big plans for Labor Day weekend.
Well, I know I've taken Labor Day off because I worked 4th of July, so I say I'm taking Labor Day off, and everyone's like, okay. So I guess I'm getting Saturday, and I'm getting Sunday and Monday off, so I'm like, yay.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good on me. Nice to have 2 days off in a row. But no, I don't have anything planned this weekend. I don't know of any movies. What movies are coming this weekend? I checked the box office real quick, and I don't know if there's anything that I'm really interested in.
No, it goes back to all the things that.
Yeah, Don't Let Go, The Load, Race Hell, Bennett's. Yeah, I don't know any of these. Official Secrets. That has Keira Knightley and Ralph Fiennes. Oh, and Matt Smith. How about that? But nope, don't know anything about that. So, okay. Oh, well, but no, yeah, no, don't plan to see no movies this weekend, so, oh well.
All right, so if they want to reach us and they have thoughts or ideas, how do they do that, Mike?
We are on Instagram and Twitter at SOTRT Podcast. We're on Podbean and Anchor. You can download the free apps, and there you will be able to listen to us wherever your mobile device will take you. We're on YouTube. Click the bell and subscribe. We appreciate it, and you'll know when new episodes drop. And we're on Facebook. You can read our wacky articles there for our sister show, News of the Squared. Shout out to Scott.
Scott! That wasn't really.
Yeah. And shout out to Ivan. We hope he's feeling better. We miss you, man. We'll have you back soon, hopefully in no time.
Ivan! Yeah, man!
And we're on... Yeah, obviously, I said the Facebooks, and you could email us at sotrtpodcast@gmail.com.
Yep. And the first one who emails us gets absolutely nothing other than a response.
A free prize, which would be like a digital handshake.
Yeah, well,
and
something like that.
Little salute, like a Captain America salute.
Mm-hmm.
So,
absolutely.
About to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for joining us this week. Have a wonderful, wonderful week and a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And make sure you check out News of the Squared later this week.
All right. See y'all next time.